What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Off the Couch Boxing. I'm your host, Reckless Rex Ruger. Watching my back is, of course, the Alexis Arguello puppet, a.k.a. El Flaco Explosivo. We're back with another banger of an episode, the home of the most amazing and real boxing conversations anywhere on planet Earth. Legends, luminaries, world champions, and fighters on the come-up. All coming here to chop it up with your boy, Reckless Rex. And today is no different. We're going to get our guest in here, un momento. I just refired it up again because he was having some technical difficulties, which normally I would leave in here because you know my stance on editing. It doesn't happen. But it was going a little bit long in the technical difficulties while we were trying to sort things out. So I figured we would just refire it up again. You guys don't get to see that part, but a little sneak peek behind the curtain. You know, feel my pain as a podcaster. It doesn't always go smooth, believe me. But we'll get him in here in a moment. The show will go on. And before he gets in here, I'll go promotion mode right here. Make sure to like and follow Off the Couch Boxing on Facebook. And make sure if you're on this channel, stay tapped in, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Our guest is here. Let's see if we can get this going. Do I got you? Are you in? Oh. There we go. I got you, man. Can you hear me okay? You got to turn on your microphone, bottom of the screen. I can see you. I just can't hear you. Wait a minute. Hold on. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, you hear me?
Oh, I got you. Hey, you know what? Thank God technology's making things so easy for us, huh?
Man, not for the old guys.
Hey, listen, I fall into that category as one of those old guys, man. I got no business doing a podcast. I mean, I'm 52 years old, man. Doing this is about as far as I can possibly get right here. This is about it.
Man, go ahead. I want to try. I'm going to start one too. I want to get one going.
Yeah, I'm telling you, nowadays it's survival of the fittest out here, man. You really got to, everybody with a camera and a microphone nowadays fancies themselves a podcaster. You know, I mean, everybody's doing it. You know. Yes. I was turned on to chopping it up with you, man, and pass along your contact information from our mutual buddy Ty Brunson.
Yes, the killer Philly boy.
I know. As a matter of fact, when I had him on here, man, he was flirting with the idea of a comeback.
I hope so. He's younger than me. He's younger than me.
Yeah. And he still looked fantastic, looked in great shape. And you know what, man? I'm not sure a lot of these young guys out here could handle him.
Man, I spar damn near every day now, and I'm still feel like I can. I just hate I can't.
But let me get to the beginning right here, man. So how early on in life did you get the boxing gloves on?
Well, about 26. I first put them on at 26.
So you were a late starter.
Yeah, real late. 26. I went to train and learned. Really was getting in shape. So I did that, and the guys were just. So I had some amateur fights, and they was like, "You should go pro." I was like, I was listening to people, my coaches. So like, go pro. I wasn't thinking about being a pro fighter or nothing, But once I did it.
So how do you stumble across it? How do you stumble across it at 26?
It's crazy. See, I was in the streets. You know what I'm saying? I was in my house.
Yep.
I was doing some illegal stuff out the house.
Sure. Hey, you know what? That's a common story with a lot of fighters that get on here,
Okay. Well, I was doing some illegal stuff, and the police kept coming and, hitting my house. And this last time they tore my plumbing out. Like they tore the plumbing up, tore my PlayStation up. So I was like, I got sick of it. I went to the barbershop I normally go to, and I was getting my hair cut. I was telling them about they was knowing what was going on. So it was the two guys that cut hair, they was barbers. And they father trained fighters. So they were talking about the box. I was like, man, I could do that. I was talking good and tough, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I went up there. I was talking tough up there, because I'm the speaker. I know I can fight at least,
Right, right.
So they threw me in there with a guy that was like 2-0 or 1-0, I guess, pro, just to get me from talking tough.
Right.
But somehow I knocked him down, and then it was a wrap from there. Everybody was talking and trying to train me, and that was a wrap from there. That's how I fell into boxing, man. At 26.
And so you really had no amateur background at all.
No. Just the fighting, the fight I had.
Straight from the frying pan into the fire.
Yeah.
On the job training.
Man, I got to train him and Kronk. So, when my trainer was Marlon Thomas.
Yeah.
But I was boxing him. He wasn't holding back or nothing. And Tyrone Brunson know Marlon too.
Yeah.
Because he helped him out too. So, yeah.
Well, that gives you instant credit right there, though, man. Like when you're a product of Kronk, they're legendary. Legendary, man. Like they turn out the best.
Yes.
And they really do.
The attitude and that heart got to come with it. You know what I'm saying? Got to come with it. Yeah.
Now, are you still a fan of the sport? Like, do you watch a lot of boxing?
Yeah, I watch boxing. Yeah. Yeah, but every time I watch it, it makes me want to go back more. You know what I'm saying? So I go to the gym and spar. So, I still watch it, but it just makes me, I don't want to stop,
Are there any guys currently doing it right now that you're particularly a fan of?
Man, my best fighter right now has been Benavidez.
Yeah, me too. I love him too.
That's my guy. Yeah. That's my guy right there.
Yeah. Nobody seems to want to play. Nobody seems to want to mess with him. Obviously for good reason. I mean, I don't know if you saw, man, but like Dimitri Bivol, man, like just vacated the WBC at light heavyweight just to not fight him.
Well, only way I could give him a little thing because they want to do that third fight. That's the only way. But everybody else dodging him. I think he gonna dodge him too. But I'm gonna give him that little credit. That third fight, they want to get that out the way.
But I've had a lot of guys on here, man, who said, man, that they don't really even need to see that third fight, though. You know what I mean? Do we really need it? You know what I mean? Like, it was awfully close the first time, man. And then Bivol, I think, won pretty decisively the second time.
Okay. I
didn't drag these things out for money, I think.
Yeah, but that guy give him a chance to get his fight. You know what I'm saying? They say they're going to do that. But I want to see Benavidez with Canelo or,
Which oddly enough, since we're on the topic of him, man, you shared a ring with Mr. Alvarez in 2009 yourself.
Yeah, I did. Yes.
And what did you make of his talents, man? I know this was 2009 or whatever, man, but he was still well on his way. His trajectory was still going up, man. Like, what did you think of him, like sharing a ring with him and going the distance with him?
Well, back then he was young, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was the grown man, so you know what I'm saying? But he just was the star down there and all that. So they really tested him. I think De La Hoya and them tested him to see could he fight over here and in America. So
Right.
So the fight was scheduled over here, but once they did all their research, then they made me go down there and fight him. So
yeah. So like, do you think your history, man, and like your your activity in the streets, man? I mean, that certainly must have shaped you as a fighter, though, right? I mean,
yeah, my uncle, I was into it. I don't know why they didn't get me into boxing, but they were living their own life, but he just taught me tough. This was a tough guy, man. And this made me too tough. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't even like girls and toys.
Yeah.
And
so do you feel like it's an advantage when you start late, man? Because you do hear a lot of these guys get boxing gloves on 5, 6, 7, 8 years old. But then I have a lot of guys on here, man, who started late. I mean, maybe not as late as 26, but start in their teens or whatever, man, even like their late teens. And it almost seems like you can view that as an advantage too.
Yes, it is. It ain't a lot of wear and tear. That's why I feel like I still can fight now. Like, even though I had a 20-year career late, but I still feel like I can fight now. But if I'd have started like them kids, like 8 and stuff like that, you'll be burnt out by 35.
Right.
So,
yeah. And so, are there people that you are looking for? Are there any fights, I should say, that are coming up in 2025 or that have already happened in 2025 that resonated with you that you really thought were good? Anything coming up that you're looking forward to? I know we got Boots tomorrow night.
Oh yeah, I want to check that out, but I think Boots gonna beat him kind of easy. I
Yeah.
don't know because I like my man though because he can put the good pressure on it. But Boots to me, he gonna beat him kind of easy, I think. But
Yes,
I
and they
don't know,
said
man.
you see a lot of the boxing pundits and the journalists, and I don't know if this is to sell fights. Probably a little bit of it is because I think even the journalists sometimes will throw their hats in the ring to try to help sell these fights and make them more competitive than they really are. But a lot of people are saying though that this is like the test that Boots hasn't had yet. So this is a good guy to have in front of him. You know.
Okay. Well, I see the highlights of him and stuff, and I like he pressure, throw a lot of good punches. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So we're gonna see. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how Boots' name just fell off once he was so high. Everybody was scared to fight him. Now they all, you know what I'm saying? Now his name they ain't talking about
Yeah.
him as much.
I know.
That's
It always
crazy to me.
makes me laugh because they talk about Boots and they still use the word prospect, but the guy's had 31 fights. He's not a prospect anymore.
They dodged him all the way out. Like they dodged him where his name burnt
Yeah.
out somehow. I
Yeah.
don't know how that happened.
Yeah,
How that happened?
That's a bad situation to be in sometimes, though, man. It's almost like you're so damn good, man, that you can't even land any good fights. Like it's like they like to criticize a guy's resume, but it's just like I don't think it's for him wanting to not fight people.
Exactly. Right.
You know, I mean,
But the thing we'll call him though, he showed he was so good
Yeah.
with those fights,
yep,
being softball. You know what I'm saying? All that little stuff. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It was
Right.
all that twisted in there. They
right,
can dodge him. They can say who he fought. He ain't fought nobody yet. But
Right.
knowing if he fought them, he could show it. So he was caught, man. And I don't know how his name like get to where they ain't talking about him like that no more. That's crazy.
Well, he is a Philly fighter, man. Like, you know, being from Detroit, man, Philly's another tough town that churns out a lot of great fighters, you know what I mean? And his family, you know, Bozy, his family, man, you know what I mean? Like, they all been in it for a minute, you know what I mean? So, like, you know, he's got a little clout on his name, even though he doesn't have the names on the resume, you know?
He fight like he got clout. I'm just saying he fight. The man can fight, man.
Yeah, he can. Yeah, he can. And so you starting at 26, man, like when you were a kid, man, were you watching boxing at all?
Now, listen, when I started watching boxing, I liked it. I liked Larry Holmes.
Yeah.
And then I was watching him and Sugar Ray, even though I was from Detroit, Sugar Ray was my favorite fighter. So I know I wasn't really watching boxing until, you know, they were showing Sugar Ray all the time. So I happened to see him on TV.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He used to be on ABC and Larry Holmes at the time. That's when I started watching boxing. I remember that.
Yeah.
Larry Holmes was champion, you know.
I know those were the good old days when you could turn on ABC's Wide World of Sports and watch boxing for free on cable TV.
Yeah,
that's remember those days.
Yeah, that's my recollection of watching boxing. Yeah, from there.
And like now every time they have a big fight, man, you know, they're trying to get some money out of you. Everything's a pay-per-view fight nowadays.
Yeah.
And so, you know, how determined are you to actually, like, you know, I know you're talking about you go to the gym, you like to spar or whatever, man, but like, you know, like when I was talking with Ty, you know, he sounded like he was really going to try to make a go of a comeback. Is that in the cards for you?
Man,
fighting on any level?
I wish I want to, like I want to do exhibition.
Right.
You know, so I want to do something like it's like some kind of fun, you know. But if I can't, I mean, I had fun. I did a lot from where I started. So, but you know, you never get it out you. I just wonder what's the resume of getting that out you, like, you know, how you get the fighting out you when you should stop. That's why people fight too long and get hurt.
Yep. And now you've got some great names on your resume yourself, man. But I'm curious, man. You know, who gave you your toughest fight, in your opinion?
Lamont Peterson.
I figured you were gonna. You know what? It always seems like it ends up not being the guy that might be most obvious, because I think people would hear Canelo's on your resume and instantly probably go to him. You know, just because of who he is and who he became. But most of the time when I ask fighters that, it's usually more of a guy on their resume that is not the biggest name. Although Lamont Peterson had an amazing career.
Man, Lamont Peterson. It was like he was like Michael Jordan, like, you know what I'm saying? Like people say Floyd, but Lamont Peterson was like, he was doing every like perfect shit, like hooks, uppercut, jabbing. He was doing everything like a damn video game or something. So I had to basically just roughhouse him, just do some crazy, wow, this
Yeah.
bully him. So that's what made the fight look good for me because I had to rough house, bully him a little bit.
Yeah.
But once his mind went to let me just box him because he was trying to bully me, like trying to be tough.
Right.
But they don't know when you try to bully me, I'm the bully in here. Y'all the big breadwinners. So when you try to bully me, that's gonna wake me all the way up. That's welcome to my party, my boys.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You better off staying away from me, boxing and being nice. You know what I'm saying? Talking nice.
Yeah.
But he was talking tough a little bit, being arrogant. Then so that had me tough. And then once he started boxing me, I wasn't close to me. It's like it was hard. He was long, he was jabbing, hooking off block. Yeah, it was just hard with him, man.
And now do you feel like in your career, man, that you like would you prefer to go into a fight as the underdog? Do you feel better in that role? Does it motivate you more?
Yes, that's better. It's easier to fight coming from there than being at home and everybody coming and you fighting somebody hard like me coming in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But if you fight somebody, an easy fight, but if you fighting a guy like say I'm at home and I'm fighting a guy like me that's coming to my hometown, that's gonna be hard. That's gonna be a hard fight.
Yeah. Well, I think sometimes guys are positioned, especially like when they're quote unquote hot prospects, man, and then like you almost feel like you're being like kind of fed to one of those guys. But then it's nice when you can flip the script and kind of upset the apple cart. Like I remember you kind of did that with Vivian Harris.
Yeah, but really on that, I think Vivian was on his tail. Yeah, he was on his tail, and it's like me and him was in a kind of like the same position, but I think he was a little further away.
Yeah,
and he was trying to get back on.
Right. Okay.
And I was trying to stay. So luckily that I beat him because if he would have beat me, he'd have been where I was at now, trying to get back on. See, he was further away than me.
Right.
To the prize. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At that time, for sure.
And now, what do you think? Because about these, and it's a very polarizing topic, man. Some people I ask are happy that it brings new eyes to the sport. And then there's old school guys who just think it's a bunch of crap. But what do you think about these Jake Paul events? Are you a fan of these?
Man, that boy, he did some shit, man. He did some shit to me. And he brought more money. He giving people more money. I love it. Yeah. He did some, I can't believe it. He did some stuff right there, man. For real.
Yeah.
And he get money with it. He can fight. You know what I'm saying? What's the fucking problem? What's the problem?
Right, because there's a lot of people, man, who question the resume or whatever. I mean, I know he's got the Mike Tysons and he's got the Nate Diaz's and he's got some of these guys. Maybe he's got them a little past their prime or whatever, man. But
what's his background? YouTube. So what they talking about? That's his background.
Right, so, right. And you're right about getting the women paid. He puts a lot of women on his card. He gets them paid. You know what I mean? And he's generating income. And he is bringing eyes. He is bringing eyes to the sport.
Yes, everything positive. What they saying though, I don't understand. It's gonna be hateful stuff anyway. But what has he done wrong?
Right.
What has he done wrong? Nothing.
Well, I think the big knock on him is that people really want to see him fight like a guy who's his size, his age, and who's actually like a hungry boxer, man. You know what I mean? Who doesn't want to get
Okay, I see that angle, but don't we build our record up until we do something?
Right.
But at least he building it with guys, they was fighters and trying stars or whatever. I don't care.
Right.
Get somebody in there. So when he fought Fury, he lost. So that should tell everybody the thing. Anyway, so let him do his thing, man. He bringing more eyes. He bringing money.
Right. And I think the Tommy Fury fight, people did give him credit going into that fight that he was fighting a guy who's a boxer, maybe not a serious, devoted one. He's not as serious as like his brother Tyson Fury is. You know what I mean? He's more of like an outer fringe type of boxer. But at least he was the closest to a real boxer, though. You know what I mean? Then he kind of went back away from that again and started fighting the old MMA guys and then Mike Tyson. That one broke my heart.
Right, but I think he can beat. That guy now, Fury. I think he can beat him now. To me,
yeah. And it does seem like they want to do it again too, because I think that one is kind of sticking in his craw a little bit. Like he'd like to get that back.
I think he'll beat him this time for real. To me, I
Yeah.
think he'll beat him. So I wonder why they ain't talking about that though. He ain't been trying to get that back, or he won't fight him again. Fury.
Well, you know how it is, man. It's like a lot of times, man. You see a lot of fights nowadays, man. You see a lot of one and dones. That's why I'm so surprised that we're seeing like Better Biev and Bivol do a
Yeah.
trilogy. You don't see those much anymore. You know what I mean? Like you see like
Right.
Ali and Frazier fighting 3 times. You know what I mean? Like you see these guys like really go, Pacquiao and Marquez. These guys that go back for more a bunch of times. You know what I mean? Like I mean, like, you see a guy like Tank Davis. He doesn't give anybody a rematch. It looks like he's going to give Lamont a rematch because I think he kind of has to. That was a close fight.
Yeah. If they'd have caught that knockdown, he probably would have lost. But Tank, that was a good fight to me both ways. You know what I'm saying? I think they made the right decision on that. I can't go no, you know what I'm saying? They made the right decision on that call to me. So,
I mean, but do you think though? I mean, do you think though? Because, and I've had a couple other boxers criticize this too. Because Tank is looked at as the A side there, and he's really the big cash cow right now, man. People really turn out to watch him. But do you think if the knockdown or it was Lamont that took the knee, maybe it would have been counted the other way, and maybe Gervonta got away with one there because of who he is?
Yeah, but he played it off so good too,
He
though.
did. Yeah, he did.
That was a good playoff. Like, he pulled that shit off good. It was like he took it, ran to the corner, wiped it, and came back. It's like the ref was confused. That was a good play. He played that shit off good. That was a good playoff. So it wasn't.
Yeah.
If they would have counted that, he would have lost. Put it like that.
But it is kind of tricky, though, because I think when you're in the other corner, though, man, like think back to your fighting days. If you would have saw a guy take a knee, you would have thought you probably scored a knockdown, right?
Yeah, but the way he did it, it's like nothing happened and he just did it. So I'd have been confused too. And I wouldn't have been crying like, man, it's a knockdown. Well, I'd have been like, I'd have let everything go the same. Like, I wouldn't even notice nothing different to me. Like, so he did that and I'd have seen him do that and get his eye wiped in. And I'd have went to normal. I wouldn't even thought about that's a knockdown.
Well, there's a lot of people, too, that criticize the fact that his corner man came up on the apron with a towel, too. You can get disqualified for that, too, they say.
I thought about that, too, but that was all a good playoff somehow.
Yeah. It's almost like they did it before. Call the timeout and just...
Man, but that is what you do. That's the normal protocol you do if you sparring. If some of your eye... Your trainer there, right there, he'll wipe it out real quick and you'll get back. So it was all like it like that was supposed to happen like that for him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like that was some real shit that Bray got his eye, the juice. That was true. You know what I'm saying? So it was like it all happened, everything happened for a reason. And it was like all right. Like it wasn't nothing crazy about it. You know?
Right. And I do think Lamont did enough though to deserve a rematch, though. He does deserve it.
Yeah,
he showed out. He really did. He did. Yeah, and I'd say that's the toughest that anybody's put up a fight against Tank so far in his career.
Yeah, but to me, I think Tank stop him next time. I think.
Yeah, he's gonna come out. Yeah, he's gonna come out and put a little extra mustard on the hot dog for sure. Yeah. He's got a little something. He's got a little something to prove this time. He's not gonna be happy about people criticizing him the way they have.
Right, but Lamont though, man, he's strong and he stayed in there with him too and be relaxed. So Tank was scared too because he was countering good. So I don't know. It's something about Lamont too. It's something about him.
Yeah, well, I think those guys have a history, man. They fought each other a lot in the amateurs. You know what I mean? In Washington and Baltimore, kind of right next to each other there. You know what I mean? Like you could tell there's a familiarity there. You know?
Right. But shit, Lamont, I'm telling you, it's like he said the same thing when I boxed Tank twice. He said the same thing I said. He too little, like he's just a little man, though. Yeah. But he punched like he's 60, but he just so little. And by me being little too, and he little, and it's like I'm too big for him. Like he a little guy to me. Yeah.
Well, interestingly enough, man, and correct me if I'm wrong on this, but you fought at welter and at 154, correct?
Yeah, 63 before. You know what I'm saying?
And now, where do you feel like was your best weight? Where did you feel like you did your best fighting?
40.
40?
And at 35, one time I did it. Yeah, 40 and 35.
So you thought you were better, smaller?
Yeah, I was. Yeah. I just fought big because it was late notice fights, and the bigger money, they give you more money.
Right.
Because the bigger the risk. So...
Are there any names? Are there any names that are not on your resume of like fights that maybe were close to being made, or fights that you would have liked to have seen made that just didn't come to fruition?
I wanted to fight Brodnikov. I wanted to fight him because nobody wanted to fight him, so I wanted to fight him. Almost had a fight with him. Yeah, mostly everybody I either fought or I sparred with. You know what I'm saying? Like Keith Urban and Danny and all them guys. I didn't Berto. I be forgetting about Berto. Berto was the first guy that I was sparring with. And Berto was the first guy I seen getting money from boxing. I was like, wow, boy, he was like and shit. While I'm down there sparring with him, I'm like, damn, man. Yeah. Look at Berto. Man, that shit, that's what really woke me up to boxing. Like, damn. Yeah. They really getting money in this shit. So yeah.
And now the paydays are crazy. Absolutely crazy.
And my punk ass missed a lot of it being, see, you asked about I've been suspended a couple times from weed, started late. So I done missed out, man.
Wait a minute, you were suspended for what?
For smoking weed a couple times.
Now, see, that kind of bothers me because I always feel like weed is not, I did it almost my whole life. I had some lung problems last year, so if I do it now, I strictly stick to the edibles. You know what I mean? But that being said, I don't necessarily think that you could view weed as a performance-enhancing drug by any stretch of the imagination. I know that the last thing I want to do is anything too physical when I'm high.
Right, exactly.
No way. Yeah.
Right. It's something just to relax you after training, but I can see it can be used as an enhancer too, because some days I'll be like, oh, I don't feel like doing nothing. And then I might hit one, and I'm like, shit, let me go out here and get out and run and shit. You got here and run, you know?
Well, most of the time, no, that's not the case, though. Most of the time, man, most of the time you want to fall out somewhere or slump somewhere and just,
But me, sometimes it makes me, I'm normally lazy, so sometimes it'll get me going. You know what I'm saying? So I'm normally a lazy guy.
And so what's life after boxing been like for you, man? Like, what do you do these days to keep yourself occupied?
Well, I'm building houses, you know what I'm saying? We building mansions and stuff like that, doing that with my free time, and finna start a podcast too, calling Pulled Up. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna be pulling up and have people pull up on me. So I'm gonna start that. I'm getting that. When you say pull up, will these people be boxing related or just anybody? Anybody, but I'm gonna mess with the boxers too. But I can touch everybody, rappers, street guys. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be talking. I'm gonna be talking boxing. Like once like one day a week, I'm gonna be talking boxing with this one guy I'm gonna have that know boxing, and it might be anybody I might choose to talk boxing with on a day,
Okay.
So one day I want to come back on your show too and talk to you because I like
without a doubt, man. I mean, at the time that we're doing this right now, I've got 207 boxing episodes up right now, so I've got a lot, and I've really been fortunate to run down a lot of great guys. I mean, I got to pinch myself. I started doing it with my son. And he did the first 160 episodes with me. He's got a family though, so it got hard for him to get on here a lot. I mean, he's got small children and stuff like that. So he stopped around 160 episodes, and now I've been on my own ever since with no co-host or whatever. So I've been flying solo, man. But I got to pinch myself. Like I look at the playlist, and like last week I had James Toney on. James fucking Toney, for God's sake.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah.
And I've had him on twice now. Yeah.
What you got him talking about? I know you, man. You should ask him about them Kronk days, man. Did you ask him about Kronk days?
Listen, man, we've talked about everything. Sometimes, man, you got to really dial in with fucking, with James too, man, because he's a real one. He really is, man. You know what I mean? Like he's all about the fighting, dude. He told me stories about like when those British guys back in the middleweight days were calling him out, Chris Eubank and Nigel Benn. He told me a story. He's like, man, like when I was over in England, he's like, I'm about that. I wouldn't have fought him outside the ring, but I pulled up to their houses, said, come on out and let me see that energy. You know what I mean? Like.
he that tight, man.
Yeah,
he is doing it too, man.
Yeah,
I heard stories from him. See, I never seen him train with him, but I heard stories. He'll come in there and take all the bags down. Y'all are boxing down. Sick of y'all. Yeah. Sick of y'all coming in hitting bags and shit all the time. This box.
Yeah.
And I'm that type of guy, so I love that story when I heard that.
Yeah. I mean, I just a lot of the greats, man. I mean, Tim Witherspoon, Pinklin Thomas. I've been lucky to have a lot of legends.
Wow.
But what really thrills me though, man, is having the legends on and the guys that are OGs that have done it for a while is great. But I love having these young fighters that are the next superstars. Like, it's like I like going on. I go to this particular website and I look at the boxing rankings in each weight class, and I start writing down names of guys that are 14-0, 15-0. You know what I mean? Like these guys that are going to be the next superstars. You know what I mean? And I try to tap into them and give them a platform, and it's easy to do because nobody's really looking to talk to them. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly. And then you would look back later and see, like, look, I remember
and
this.
Then you build a good rapport with them, man. Like Floyd Mayweather for years would only talk to FightHype.com, and they got in with him really early, man, back when he was Pretty Boy Floyd. You know what I mean? So like if you lay the groundwork with these guys, it's like they remember coming on your podcast and they remember you giving them a platform, before anybody knew their names. So then when they become stars, man, they come back on. They're loyal.
Yeah. And man, mentioning Floyd, man, Floyd is the best, bro.
Yeah. I would love to touch a Floyd Mayweather interview. I had Jeff on a couple weeks ago.
Oh, good. Yeah,
he's a fun guy. He's fun. Yeah.
I bet you I get Floyd on my podcast. Wait till I get it.
Make sure you put me in on that episode.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Hey,
We'll
listen,
be
man.
together on that one. I'm gonna get him on that.
Yeah, and listen, man, like that. Yeah. I mean, you know what? For full disclosure, man, I've confessed this on here before. For the longest time when I was watching boxing, man, I didn't really appreciate Floyd until almost when he was done with his career. You know what I mean? I think I drank the Kool-Aid and I bought into the he doesn't make great fights, he runs a lot. You know what I mean? Like, and I think I bought a lot of his pay-per-views because I wanted to see him lose. You know what I mean?
Okay,
I thought,
so that's true. People really do that.
Absolutely.
I think that.
Yeah, and every time I'd buy a pay-per-view, like whether, when he fought Hatton or when he fought Pacquiao or when he fought Oscar, I kept thinking, okay, man, this is the one where he's going to lose.
Right, yeah.
This is going to be the night. This is going to be the night. Convince everybody in the house. This is the night we're going to see Floyd take an L. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I heard people say that, but I didn't really think that was true. I just thought they just say that. But really? Y'all like, man, we're going to lose this one. And I'm
now
going to pay for that.
Now I have an appreciation because I see guys doing the same thing, like shitting all over a guy like Shakur Stevenson. You know what I mean? He's too defensive. It's not crowd pleasing. It's not fan friendly. His fights are boring. But you know what, though, man? He's doing boxing the right way. And again, I'll quote Floyd. It's about hitting and not getting hit. You know what I mean? Like these guys, a guy like Shakur not going to take a lot of damage. And when his career is over, he'll be able to be a broadcaster. He won't be all punchy and shit. You know what I mean? Like,
right. Look at me. I'll go crazy though. So look at the other side of the ball. I go crazy. I still got all my shit, but I'm in there. I'm banging, but I'm still straight. But because my pride came in older and my brain was grown already or something. So that's probably what it is,
Yeah. Because it is one of those sports where after your career is over, man, there's not a lot in place to help take care of these guys when they're done. You know what I mean? There's really not.
Yeah, I know,
it's
bro.
Sad.
Then you still want to fight, but people be thinking it's for the money. No, it's just for the camaraderie. Like you want to do it. It don't be for the money, really.
Right.
You're lucky you getting the money,
Right.
But I mean, really, it's for the fun of it, man. The sport of it. Tell you the truth.
Yeah, I know. And so that's intriguing, man. Like, I'm glad you're going to do a podcast, man. Not that I want the competition by any means, but
hey, man, it's so many on there. Hey, everybody can eat.
That's right. Yeah, right. It takes a while, man, because like you can't see any money from YouTube until you get to a certain amount of subscribers. You know what I mean? And it seems like a couple times, man, they've moved the goalpost a little bit, so to speak. You know what I mean? Like it used to be less, and now they've made it because I think so many people are podcasting that they don't want to just be shelling out advertising money to everybody. You know what I mean? So they like to make it so like, it's like they make it so they want to see that people have tapped into what you're doing. You know what I mean?
So is this what you're doing now is on YouTube now?
It's on YouTube, yeah. And you got to get to 1,000 subscribers, and there are people out there who will purchase subscribers, but YouTube frowns on that, man. They won't necessarily pay you for going out and buying subscribers, man. So a lot of times you just got to earn them the hard way, man. Like I'm like 50 or 60 away from 1,000, you know what I mean? And then I could see a little bit of change, maybe, you know what I mean? Because I've had guests come on here and say, because there are podcasts that have the luxury of being able to pay their guests. I'm not one of them at that point yet. You know what I mean? That's like Joe Rogan type shit. You know what I mean? Like maybe he could pay his guests, but I mean, I'm not at that point yet. I mean, thankfully, most of the fighters I've had on here, man, have not asked for money. You know what I mean?
Right. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to learn from what I'm hearing. What you're saying.
Yeah.
So what they mean by subscribers? What that mean? Like,
you could go out. I mean, you could go out and buy 1,000 subscribers right now, but they're not genuine though. You're just out there buying like artificial bots or like it's just buying your numbers. But YouTube can look into the analytics behind it and say, nah, these aren't authentic people. You know what I mean? Like we know this is bullshit. You know what I mean? But like I can go onto my YouTube and I can see a list of all the people that have subscribed, you know what I mean? And most of them are people that I don't know. It's just been word of mouth, or they've, it's like they've slowly come across my interviews and they say, I like what this guy's doing. I'll subscribe to this. He's good, putting good boxing interviews on here,
Yeah.
I mean, buying them is shit, you know what I mean? Because they won't reward you for that. Because I could go out right now, swipe my credit card for $50 and go buy 10,000 subscribers if I wanted to. But that don't mean YouTube, that don't mean YouTube's going to pay me, though.
Okay, what about this way? Like, if it don't cost us to subscribe. So if I tell people, you know me, I know if you grab people's phone and push subscribe on their phone, could you do it that way? Is that illegal?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. You could go fucking tell your friends, hey, I'm doing a podcast, man. Here's my channel. Subscribes. You know what I mean? That's pretty much the way that I got a few people on my channel, man. Obviously your family's going to subscribe, your close friends and stuff like that. Yeah.
But there's no harm, no foul there. What about you tell them? Everybody you come across, your friends, show them the page and subscribe. It don't cost you. So
yeah, that's absolutely fine. Yeah, right. Because there's no way that YouTube can't prove that you know or don't know those people. You know what I mean? Like they're just more looking at the artificial subscriptions.
Oh, okay. Well, I should be the man then.
Oh man, you'll be the man for sure. Right. Like if somebody we just talked about James Toney. If somebody like James Toney started a podcast, man, he'd probably, I've been doing it for 2 years. He'd probably blow right on by me in probably 2 months. You know what I mean? Like, he's just one of those guys. I think like Paulie Malignaggi, he started a podcast. He's the kind of guy though, man, where he's plugged in. He's a multiple time world champion. You know what I mean? People want to hear what he has to say about boxing,
I want to talk to him too, because Floyd was going to give me a fight with him when he was on his way out, and I was trying to get it through the door. So Floyd was trying to set up a fight with me and him, and we never got to the table, man. So I want to talk to him about that. Get an exhibition with his ass.
Yeah, that would have been good. And the thing that I use to do these interviews, man, is there are people that use Zoom. There are people that do them through Skype or whatever. I use this Google Meet, which is how I sent you. But like, what's cool about this is if I wanted to bring in another 10 people into this interview right now, all of us could be in here at the same time chopping it up.
Oh, see, that's how I want to do mine, like that too.
It's like I could have multiple people in here right now, man. And on your screen, you would see you, me, and you'd see little squares of all the other people that are up. Because this was originally designed for people that might be doing like a seminar. So I think I can have up to 50 people in here,
Wow, it'd be all squares. Wow. Yeah. You should try one day, try to get the many boxes as you could on here. All one of your favorite guys.
I know, and get them all talking shit to each other.
Yeah. Right. A couple guys who fought each other before,
Yeah. Well, you know what, man? If you tap into Floyd, man, I'll pull you both up on here.
Man. Listen, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that for myself and you. We're gonna do that.
Yeah, absolutely, because that would help both of our. If you started one, man, that would pay dividends for both of us. Because I could post it on my channel, you could post it on your channel.
And I know he'll do it for me. He'll talk to me for 30 minutes.
Oh yeah, I've had ones where I try to squeeze out at least 25 or 30 minutes, but then I've had ones that have gone like an hour and a half, where I'm just chopping it up with somebody, dude, like Tim Witherspoon, who couldn't get him to shut up. You know what I mean? We just kept chopping it up. Kept chopping it up. But he's a guy that's lived. He's got a lot of stories, man. He's been in the game for a minute, man. I think the same thing with Pinklin Thomas, man. He was fighting Mike Tyson back in the day, man. We sat on there and chopped it up for an hour and some change.
And you make people see, here's the person who's talking, who asking the questions and all that.
Yeah.
You make people want to talk longer. Like you got me. I'm having fun right now.
And I try to do my homework, and I don't obsess about it because I have a day job. I work in healthcare. I'm a nurse. I got 6 grandkids, man. So I got a busy life, but I try to, I try to prepare. I got some notes I've got written down, like your notable fights and stuff and information about you. And so I try to do a little prep work. Be prepared a little bit.
I'm about to do my little researches and stuff.
I don't really fight. I've got like a sheet here of some basic questions that I could ask any fighter, and then I try to make a separate sheet for just stuff particular to the specific person I'm talking about, you know? And it helps.
Where you located at?
I'm in upstate New York.
Okay, I'm New York. Okay.
I'm close to Syracuse. I'm actually about 15, 20 minutes away from the Boxing Hall of Fame, so I go up there for Hall of Fame weekend every year.
Yeah, so that's where I got suspended at too, in Syracuse, New York ass shit.
For what?
For the weed. Then when I fought, it was in Syracuse too, New York, upstate New York, in one of those casinos. I think an Indian casino.
Is it the Turning Stone?
Turning Stone.
Yeah, Turning Stone is where I got. Turning Stone.
I fought there before, though. I think it's that one, but I fought at Turning Stone before.
Yeah, it's actually not in Syracuse, but it's the closest big city to Syracuse. But yeah, a lot of fights come there, and now the Boxing Hall of Fame. You've been to the Hall of Fame, right? Boxing Hall of Fame.
No.
Well, like out back, I'm sure you've seen it. They got like a pavilion there. That's where everybody used to do their induction speeches and everything. But now they've moved all that now over to the Turning Stone. So they do everything over there. Almost the whole Hall of Fame weekend is over there. Friday night when the weekend kicks off, they do Friday night fights over there. Then Saturday they have a big banquet at the casino. Then Sunday, man, like they do the induction speeches at the casino. So it used to be nice because it used to be right on the Hall of Fame grounds. But now they moved a lot of it. The Indians and the casino have taken over a lot of it now.
Yeah, okay. I wish I could get into the Michigan Hall of Fame. I want to do that. I know I ain't going to get into the regular. It's over for that.
Yeah.
But if I could make it through Michigan or Detroit, please.
Yeah, but I'm upset though, man. I'm not sure what the system of checks and balances is, though, man, to get into the International Boxing Hall of Fame, man. Because there's some guys, man, that should be in there, man, that are getting snubbed, and I'm getting pissed off about it. And I got to start a petition, man. First of all, man, a couple of my favorite fighters, man, Vernon Forrest, not in there, man.
Wow,
not in there, man. And I mean, he beat Shane Mosley twice, man. He was a multiple world time champion, man. I mean, unfortunately, man, we lost him. He got shot there several years ago, man. But I mean, I think his record was like 41-3. I mean, crazy, man. I mean, and then another guy is I don't know if you remember Paul the Punisher Williams. He's in a wheelchair now. Remember he had that motorcycle accident?
I don't know about his career like that, but I heard of him though.
Oh man, I mean he's got a resume like you wouldn't believe. He's got wins over Winky, right? As a matter of fact, when he became paralyzed in 2012, he got in a motorcycle accident. He had just signed to fight Canelo.
Oh dang! So
yeah,
it was recent then.
He's a great guy. I've had him on the podcast a couple times, but his resume was crazy, man. He beat Antonio Margarito. He beat Winky, right? He's got a lot of great names like notched on his resume, man. Charmaine Mitchell. I mean, yeah, he's got a lot of, and he's another guy that should go in. His record's almost the same as Vernon Forrest. I think he's like 41-2, something like that.
Wow.
And I'm not trying to knock Arturo Gatti, man, but Arturo Gatti, man, is in the Hall of Fame, and I love Arturo, man. He gave us a lot of bloody wars, man. You know what I mean? But I don't think he ever held a world title, though. You know, and after he died, man, you know, he got put in the Hall of Fame. He's got a record. He's got a record of 40 wins and 9 losses. You know, not terrible, man, but not as great as the other two guys I just mentioned.
Right, but you know he's exciting, blood and guts.
He was exciting, yeah, blood and guts, right?
Is Mickey Ward in there?
No, Mickey Ward's not in the Hall of Fame, but I'll tell you what, though, man, he goes up to the grounds every year, and it's very fan-friendly, man. These guys are all walking around the grounds. Like, you can walk right up to him, shake hands, get pictures. He's one of the better guys with the fans. He's super gracious with the fans. He's awesome. Yeah, I got several pictures with him, dude. He's always up there, man. He likes to talk fight stories and stuff. He likes to go up and mingle with the fans. You should come up. You would love it, man.
I'm gonna go there. You said what? When it be that time? What time? What month?
Well, I think Hall of Fame weekend this year, and you can go to the website, but the International Boxing Hall of Fame. It's in Canastota, New York, man. It's in June every year, though, like the beginning of June.
Yeah, I need to do that though. I want to see them guys too. That's a lot of guys I probably would love to see too.
Yeah, I mean, you would, man. Like, I mean, there's a lot of. I mean, I saw Sean Porter there last year, man, and he literally stayed in the same spot for 2 hours. Yeah, he was going over to do his own podcast, man, because you can broadcast from there. They got little media tents there. He was going to do his own podcast, and a couple people saw him, and then a couple turned into a big long line of people, and he stood there and took pictures and signed for like 2 hours. He didn't move. You know what I mean?
Wow.
It's very fan friendly though. You get a lot of these guys walking around, and you're just like, holy shit, holy shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's just all over the place, man. You know, and there's a lot of people getting gloves autographed and doing pictures and stuff like that. It's really very interactive. It's really the best time, I think, for the fans.
Yeah. And while you bringing up Sean Porter, we had the first Boxing Live on Facebook. Man, I'm at the first one. And boy, I was expecting Sean Porter to be all over me. You know what I'm saying? But he was doing the right thing. He was coming in, boxing out, coming in, boxing out. But
Yeah,
he
I mean,
got
look,
me,
man,
bro.
I was at the Hall of Fame a couple years ago, and this was one of my proudest ones right there. That's me and Crawford.
Yeah, there you
Even
go.
Bud, even Bud was up there, man. And Bud's career's not over, so he wasn't getting inducted. He was just up there meeting the fans and chilling, you know.
All right. He'll be in there.
Oh, he'll be in there for sure. Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, he's one of those. He's one of those first ballot guys, man. You know, he'll definitely go in there.
I met Bud too before. We had little problems because his coach, Boji, what was both. But
Yeah, Bomac. I've had Bomac on the show twice.
yeah, me and Bomac cool because we Facebook friends. But he had asked me about sparring Crawford. And I was like, yeah, okay, yeah, I do it. You know what I'm saying? How much you gonna pay? He say, we just want to test you out first just to see. I said, you ain't gotta test me. I just box everybody. That ain't be no problem. I ain't no. And then he told Bud that messing with Bud to fuck with me too.
Yeah.
Like it's easy work. So when Bud see me and I see him, Bud's like, what you say? It's easy work. What's up? I'm like, what? What up? You know what I'm saying? We did when we ended up here, we shook hands and took pictures and shit. But I knew Bomac would start some shit just because I was talking tough too. Like, what you mean? You got to see my work. I got work. I ain't worried about that.
And now I'm curious. And now I'm curious, man, because you've been in the ring with Canelo, man, and now we're on the subject of Bud. It looks like at some point we're going to see Bud move up and fight Canelo, man. Like, where do you rate his chances of doing something like that? He's obviously going all the way up to 168, where Canelo has been living and campaigning for a long time, man. But they say Bud's walking around right now at like 180 something, and he looks good.
Okay, well, I don't know. I
know
really
there's weight classes for a reason, but.
yeah, but that ain't nothing, you know. Really, that ain't nothing. I don't really want to see it, but I do. I don't.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
I want to see Benavidez and Canelo.
Me too.
If Canelo fight Benavidez, win or lose, I'll put him up there. I just need him to do it. Come on, man. I just need him to do that. And I think Benavidez is the best fighter to me, but I just need Canelo just to do that. Do it for me, bro. I want to see, because I know he can do it. Don't go out like that. You know what I'm saying?
Because I've had a lot of guys who said, man, that, obviously Canelo can punch his own ticket. I don't think if he doesn't have Benavidez on his resume, he's going to lose sleep over it. But I think a lot of the boxing journalists are going to always throw it in his face. Like, man, you never faced Benavidez in his prime, though, man. You know, he was out there, man, and you didn't take the fight, you know? Yeah. It might haunt him a little.
Yeah, I just need him to do it to me. So I feel better about it because I love Canelo too. Like, you know what I'm saying? But come on, man. If you don't fight Benavidez, I'm going to feel bad. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to talk about you too, I guess. I don't know. But I'm going to be like,
now, let me just say right now, man, looking at your face and wearing those sunglasses though right now, man, that if they ever make the Marvelous Marvin Hagler story, I'm offering you to play him, man. I'm just saying, man.
That's why I started cutting my hair off to look like Marvin Hagler.
I'm just saying, man, that if there's ever a documentary or a movie or they need somebody to play him or whatever, man, you know what I mean? Like, I had Al Cole on here, man, and shit, he got to be in the Ali movie. I forgot who I think he played Ernie Terrell in the movie.
I did play a movie. I played Obal Carr in the documentary.
Oh, okay.
You know, you ever heard of Obal Carr?
Oh, yeah.
I played him. Yeah. That documentary supposed to be coming out. It ain't came out yet, but I played him.
Yeah, I like Oba.
Yeah.
I think I've tried to hunt him down in the podcast, but I don't think he's too active on social media.
No, not really. No, not really.
You know, there's a lot of boxers, man, where it's really not their thing. You know what I mean? Like, they've spent their whole life, man, like in fights and everything, man. I think sometimes they just don't want to be bothered, you know?
Yeah. But
I mean, I gotta say
that the older guys now, all your old legends, you can get them now because they ain't got nothing but time. So you thinking you got to talk to the younger ones because but you can get a lot of the older fighters because they don't mind talking. I'm telling you, because all we doing is being on our couch.
Right.
It's all we doing, you know. Yeah. So they gonna talk to you long. You ain't try to get Sugar Ray. I could get Tommy for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Listen, I would love Tommy, man. I think when I talked to Ty Brunson, I think he mentioned the other Hearns. Who's the other one?
Ronald Hearns, Billy Hearns.
Well, Ronald was the one that he thought he could get easier. He, because he said, because I remember Ty saying, that the Hearns are like family to him, man. You know what I mean? But then he said, it's a little tough to get Tommy, man, but just because, all those fights he's had and everything, man. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know just how good of a conversation I can have with him. But then I see him in other interviews. He still seems cool to me.
Yeah, he talk good. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But Ty can get him for sure. It won't be hard for Ty. Ty can get him too.
Yeah.
Ty can get Tommy with no problem because you just like we all family down here.
Yeah, that's a bona fide legend right there, man.
Yeah.
That's a real bona fide. I mean, I've had a lot of legends, man, but like, like some just are like, there's like legends and then there's like those super legends. You know what I mean? Like I put Hearns up in that category. He's up in that stratosphere,
And he all reach from us. That's what I love about it.
I know.
We can touch him anytime.
I know.
That's the good thing about it, boy. We can.
I know, man. I got to call in that favor, man. I got to reach out to Ty. Because Ty was really super helpful, man. Because he really liked the conversation that we had. I don't think he gets asked to do a lot of podcasts, so I think he appreciated coming on mine. Then we started messaging there for a couple of weeks straight, and he was like, "Man, you should go back and almost go on my Facebook page and put out some of my older episodes, man, and get them back out there again." And then he offered all on his own, man, to I could try to put you in touch with some people. So he was really trying to be a pal, man, and really help me out. You know what I mean? That's how I got your information. You know what I mean? But it seemed like he was really sincere about it. There was no strings attached. He didn't want nothing from it. He just wanted to help kind of put my podcast on a little,
Right. And that's what most people want to do too. If you come to them like you got, let me do, but if you asking a favor, they gonna just do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I found the boxing community.
Have a lot of people.
And the boxing community is for the most part, man, great, man. Because people do want to come on and they do want to relive their career and they do want to tell you about the great moments in their career and stuff and in their lives and stuff, man. So, you know what I mean? It's kind of like you get kind of brought into the family. Like I've never boxed or nothing. I've just been a fan and been passionate about it, for my whole life. I'll train like a boxer. Like I like the workouts. I mean, I have heavy bags and stuff like that, but I never climbed through the ropes or whatever. But I respect the hell out of it. I would never use the word bum, man. Anybody that climbs in the ring to me, man, there ain't no such thing as a bum if you boxed,
Yeah,
I don't care if you fought 100 fights and didn't win any of them, man. If you climbed in there, man, that's saying something about a guy.
Call a motherfucker a bum who get hit and go down, just getting mad. I don't hate them guys.
Yeah, it's the worst.
Just ain't getting hit and just going down getting money. That's the worst right there.
Yeah. Well, listen, brother, man, I appreciate this, man. This was a lot of fucking fun, man. I'll tell you that, man.
Thanks for the talk. Way to get me out my bed off the couch.
I appreciate it, dude. And I got your contact information, so stay in touch, man. I'll definitely have you back on, and we'll chop it up again, man. And we'll try to get some of those mutual guests in here, man.
Yeah, man. I want to do that thing. I'm gonna have it. That's what we're gonna do. When I get my podcast, we're gonna have that pictures up like you said.
Yeah.
And we're gonna do that. Yeah,
I'll help get you set up with this. It's really easy, man. All you gotta do is just go to your thing. A lot of times when I send it to people, it says Google Duo on it, but I know it as Google Meet. It started out as Google Meet, but it's the same program though, man. But it's really nice, man, because I think when you're Zooming or Skyping with somebody, it can only be a couple of people. But like I said, this was made for conferences and seminars. You know what I mean? So you can have a lot of people on here.
Okay, yeah. Well, yeah, good talking to you, man. Tell Ty what's up.
To you, man. Yeah, I appreciate you. And as soon as I put the episode up, probably tomorrow, I'll send you the link, man. You can share it around.
Okay, no problem. I appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you too, man. Good talking to you, my friend. Thank you.
You too. All
right, later, man. And there he goes, folks. The pain server himself, LANARDO TYNER, man. That's a real one right there, man. That was a fun conversation, man. I hope when people stumble across this interview, man, that they really watch it, man, because that's what it's about right there. That when I started this podcast, that's what it was really about, man. Not just going through a series of questions and just so what did you think of that fight? So what did you think? That's not what I'm trying to accomplish here on Off the Couch Boxing. I'm talking about getting dudes in here and just chopping it up, and whichever way the conversation blows is the direction that we go. We're talking about life. We're talking about life on the streets. We're talking about fighting. We're all over the board with it, man. Those are the conversations, man, that get me thrilled, man, that make me happy that I do a podcast, man. That was one of the good ones right there. So big ups, man. Big thank you to LANARDO TYNER, man. That was an amazing fucking conversation, man. 35 career wins, 22 knockouts. As I said, shared the ring with Charles Hatley, Jesse Vargas, Vivian Harris, Lamont Peterson, the legendary Canelo. So That's a guy, man, who's climbed through those ropes, man, and been in there, man. Been in there with some dudes, man. So an amazing conversation, man. Hope you guys dug that episode. Again, make sure to like and follow Off the Couch Boxing on Facebook. You will be informed, hopefully entertained, but definitely informed. If it's popping off in the boxing world, I'm putting the news up there on the Facebook page and, of course, updates on new Off the Couch Boxing episodes, who will be on the episodes, just a plethora of information, man. So get tapped in there. And, of course, if you're on this channel right now, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay tapped into the most amazing and real boxing conversations anywhere on planet Earth, man. This is where we dig in, man, and have them amazing conversations, man. Of course, you know it. I know it. The world is starting to know it, that this is the home of the undisputed, undefeated heavyweight champion of boxing podcasts. And the good news is you too can be a champion yourself. How do I do that, Rexx? You might be asking. Well, you're already halfway there. You're on this channel. You're watching this episode. Continue to stay tapped in and continue to roll with the champs. Peace.